Just like the title said, Soulsteel blew me away, and it did it with just the first big mission past the tutorial. Just as a quick rundown of the beginning, in a fantasy world, you're an aspiring adventurer heading to a new land, but you wake up to find the airship you were in crashed and now stuck in the wilderness. This is where the tutorial kicks in, of course, basic enemy combat, etc., and you find the resident Gandalf of the game, telling you the mechanics of dungeons located within. The dungeons run on a timer system. You can only stay for so long. I don't know what happens if you overstay your welcome, but I've never wanted to find out. However, you can permanently increase the amount of time you have for your next runs through by collecting blue pickups called Chronodust. So collect as much of it as you can and get out safely. You'll only get to see what loot you got in the run when you escape successfully. There are also little combat scenarios, areas that have a pile of loot blocked by a barrier that will only break if you defeat enough nearby enemies. As one who enjoyed having to optimize runs in other games, I liked this concept, but I didn't know if it was going to be enough for this new game. After that, you are brought to the home base, where shops, both in-game and premium, reside. This is also where you can craft new and upgrade current gear. Now I'll admit, the menu navigation felt a little clunky, but I think that's because I'm still getting used to it. The best feature though is the shops in the back of the town, where you can trade away unwanted materials for crafting and upgrading into the ones you actually want. As long as they are in the same category though. When I found this system, it immediately showed just how much more control I had in the game. The game so far seems to be split into two modes: large free roam or public areas, with events every now and then, with the other mode being the dungeons themselves. The start of the mission is to pass through a small part of the free roam and towards the first true dungeon, and of course, start plundering it when you get there. And when you get there is when the game really starts. This is the place that has held my attention so much. A sprawling labyrinth with loot, puzzles, enemies, and rooms in many directions, with a heavy emphasis on exploration and moderate amounts of parkour. It's up to you to find the best route through this place, and get as much loot as you can. But be careful, the farther you get from the door, the higher the enemy's level. I know there is more to this game than just the singular dungeon, but with so many angles to explore, I have been replaying this again and again just to see what lies further in. I found 3 different puzzles so far, and only found the solution to one. If the next dungeons after continue with this much depth, I will be overjoyed. But that's after I have my fill of the first dungeon. I didn't know what to expect since this is the first time I've tried something other than normal Minecraft. And to be pleasantly surprised like this is a beautiful start. Even if it can be grindy, I've been so enthralled with exploration, I hardly notice. And with the ability to trade in undesired items for the ones I do care about, it seems balanced so far. Altogether, it has been a blast.